Welcome back. Canadian Context. Number, what are we on? 4?
4.
No, 4, yeah.
Yes.
Today, I've been waiting to talk about this, but today we're talking about just kind of like Canadian culture and video games and like different Canadian companies within the video game talk, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I am one of your hosts, Abby, and I am with Dylan, who will be doing a lot of the talking today.
That's
So,
okay. We'll try. We'll talk about other stuff too, not just about Canadian video games. Because to be fair, like there's not many companies besides like indie
yeah.
developers.
Did you have a hard time finding video game companies?
In Canada, yes. Besides like the big one being Ubisoft,
Mm-hmm.
and of course there's like the different. There's also like branches like EA Canada, Activision Canada. You know,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Rockstar North. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you have to say?
Well, today I just wanted to mainly talk about like how games as a whole lately, like we'll say from 2016 and on, have not really been the same. And or I don't know if it's just I'm talking with rose tinted glasses. I don't think I am. Because I'm sure you've noticed that overall quality of releasing games, you know, on time in a good state and like, you know, just releasing a finished game just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, you're right. And as someone who plays The Sims 4, I see a 10-year-old game still being incomplete.
Oh, it's not. You know what? Actually, yes. Let's go into The Sims 4. We'll start off that. That's easy, and we both can talk about it because we've both
Okay.
played The Sims 4, and you're still a pretty active player.
Yeah, so The Sims 4 is not Canadian inherently, but it is part of EA Canada, I guess. There's like the Canadian version.
So, would you? You didn't play on launch, right?
No, I was just
No.
a little kid.
I remember. I remember watching on YouTube on launch, and I remember it was very buggy, and
Hmm.
it still is very buggy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Abby, can you tell me, like, just kind of name off some of the bugs that are still in the game from maybe from launch, almost like from
Okay.
that earlier time?
I wish I wrote down a list, but the first one that
Oh,
comes to
it's okay.
mind is when a child hugs their pet dog or cat, the animal turns into a human to hug them.
I didn't even know that was a bug. That's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah. Um,
And they haven't fixed that?
no. No. And the game has been out for over 10 years now. Yeah.
And I know that DLC came out. That was like the first big expansion, right?
Cats and dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, was it?
Well, Get to
Yeah.
Work was.
Uh, That's right.
Yeah.
The second big expansion.
Yes,
Oh
cats
my
and dogs.
goodness. Okay, yeah, that's bad. I know The
Yeah.
Sims 4 is known for just being a buggy mess at times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this to you many times that like that game itself, it feels too old already. Like like the graphics are not that good. Let's be for real for
I
two
don't
minutes. Like
have any problems with their graphics. Look at The Sims 1. It's
that's
definitely
true.
better.
But like it's lacking the polish from the older games. Like that one thing I showed you in The Sims 2 where like if you would anything that's like a very big moment, let's say engagement, it'll play like a cinematic. That's
Mm,
so cool. And
yeah.
it just they got rid of all the fun, cool things out of it and turned for a very like I don't even know, like a more friendly, easier to play game, I guess you could say.
I think the issue is that they've gotten pretty money hungry because they have the Wedding Stories game pack. And that would change the whole experience for engagement, for example.
Yeah.
So otherwise, though, you just have a very basic game.
Well,
Um,
EA's been money hungry forever now. Ever since like
yeah.
FIFA packs or whatever. Oh my gosh. I remember watching KSI open like FIFA packs, and he'd like go insane whenever he'd like open up a Ronaldo or whatever.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that is how businesses run these days. It's all about the money.
And ever since FIFA packs, it's the game. Like games have changed. Now you got like loot crates
Hmm.
and like Counter Strike has their cases, which they've had forever now. But that's kind of been a Valve thing. They've always had cases in their games, especially with like TF2 and crates and all that crap. But
Oh,
I think ever since EA made it so that it's just printing money, it's never been the same.
I haven't played any other EA games other than Sims 4.
Well, actually, a good example is the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game. That came out with these really pay to win loot crates, basically. So, like, there would be these cards in the game, and if you get this certain card, you can get a more powerful ability. And if you get it up to the purple level, which is like the highest level, it's almost like it's too overpowered.
Oh,
And
okay.
of course, you can buy crates and all that crap.
Hmm.
And that didn't last long. EA got boycotted for that. So they removed the crates from the game. And then after that, the game kind of just went good from there on because they realized, our fans do not like the thing. We need the crates. We gotta focus our efforts on the actual gameplay. So yeah. Okay, so getting back to uh, Canadian companies and stuff. I want to talk mainly this episode. I want to talk about Ubisoft and how this company has gone downhill, especially like for the past almost like 10 years now. It's been pretty days coming. Like almost any game coming from Ubisoft hasn't been good. For those of you who don't know, you might even recognize some of these names, Abby. Like Ubisoft. When I think Ubisoft at the inner like early 2000s, me instantly thinks like Tom Clancy and like Rainbow Six, Splinter
Oh,
Cell, Assassin's Creed, all these cool games. Like you know what I mean? If you
yeah.
play these games, you're a cool kid. You're one of the cool kids. You got what other games does Ubisoft make? That was like back then. Actually, they made a lot of like. Here, let me just pull up.
Good idea.
Yeah, just pull it up. Ubisoft games, early 2000s. Oh wow, they made actually a lot of games. They made like racing game. Yeah, so they made racing games mainly. Oh yeah, Prince of Persia, uh, SOCOM. Hell yeah. So cool people
Okay.
games.
And
uh,
what happened
but
since
now
then?
they're more so known for like Far Cry and still like Assassin's Creed, which everyone knows them for.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I have actually a good chunk of footnotes that I wanted to bring up in this episode, mainly just because it does have a bit to do with like uh, our current like Western culture of like making games more friendly towards like LGBTQ and all that stuff, like more wokeism, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
So, just reading off my notes is that Assassin's Creed, the newest game that's about to come out later this year, I believe, it's based in Japan, and one of the main characters is a black samurai, and I'm sure you could probably gather that there were no such thing as black samurais,
Yeah, that doesn't
and
make sense. They're
no,
Japanese.
and it's supposedly based off a story of a I believe it's a black American that came to Japan in the late like samurai age, something like that.
Hmm.
But the story was actually debunked and was like, yeah, this story is just kind of like made up. Apparently, the character did exist, like as in like this person existed, but he was never a samurai.
Yeah. Like, I understand they're trying to be inclusive and good for them, but it really doesn't make sense. Even with movies, it's the same thing. And a
Yeah.
lot of it just becomes kind of unrealistic at some points.
Hmm. And this game is based in like literally the samurai age, you know, ninjas, samurais, all that stuff. Like it's historical. Why would you? What's the? I don't see the point of ruining history to push an agenda.
Mhm. You're right.
So
Yeah.
going into it, Ubisoft was using culturally correct, like fake characters to represent a samurai in the latest Assassin's Creed game, even though historically he was not a samurai, as I said.
Mhm.
Now, one big ol' f up they did was they promoted a figurine, like a limited edition version of the game with this figurine, and with that character posing in front of like a damage, you know those like Japanese archways,
Yeah. I
like the ones with like the pointy tops.
yeah, yeah.
So it looks exactly like this damaged archway in real life that is signifying like the dropping of an atomic bomb. So they left it there to say, oh yeah, you know this archway, you know, still stands.
Mhm.
Damage may be it, but you know it has something to do with a pretty what's the word I'm looking for, Abby?
Um uh
Like a pretty it's a rough topic, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, pretty was sensitive.
literally,
But
yeah, it's sensitive. Like that's the bombing of, you know, one of the two bombings of Japan.
yep.
So they're using that to promote this character or whatever, and everyone's like, why would you use that of all things?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wow. Yeah.
so
I think
that's that.
it's a lack of research.
Yes, 100%. And it's definitely like the developers are looking into it, like, oh, like you know, we have these agendas to push to get, you know, shareholders and all this crap.
Mhm.
So, anyways, that's you know, that's that with that character in Assassin's Creed. There's one of the many problems.
Mhm.
Now, Ubisoft also was going released a game, and they were saying like, oh, this is gonna be not a triple A game, a quadruple A game. So this thing is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. Gameplay is gonna be awesome. Like when you hear a quadruple A, you're expecting the best of the best of, you
Uh-huh.
know, your experience. The game came out and it failed within a matter of days. Yeah.
Why?
It didn't do well whatsoever. Selling apparently had a lot of bugs on launch,
Mhm.
and the player base is completely gone.
Wow.
So
No
there's
one
that.
plays?
That's already another L for Ubisoft.
Wow.
So Ubisoft also released. Actually, they got to do a Star Wars game, like this game where you play as like a bounty hunter,
Mhm.
and it flopped due to terrible decisions when releasing the game. So they had like four versions. So the first version was like it's the standard game, you just get the game. Then there's
Mhm.
like another version where you get some crap in the game, and then there's another version of out of that where you get some collectible stuff, and then even more crap in the game, and then an even more pricier version of that with more junk in the game. You get like an extra DLC or whatever.
Mhm.
People were pissed off about that because I believe it was almost like $200.
Oh, wow.
I think I don't quote me on that, but it was expensive though. No one would want to pay for whatever the hell you were getting.
Mhm. That's a shame.
So yeah, it's not looking good. Um, Time and time again, Ubisoft releases games they've been making for years. So like, you got Far Cry. We're already on the sixth game now,
Oh gosh.
and they don't know when to like kind of take a break from the game. Like
Mhm.
they've been making these games forever now. Like ever since, of course, the originals, but like Far Cry 3 when that came out, that was like the big okay, this game's awesome. And then Far Cry 4 came out and it was like, okay, still awesome, but like hasn't really improved much since the last one. And then 5 came out, it was like, okay, the game's even shorter now. The
Mhm.
graphics look kind of the same. Everything feels the same. Okay, and then Far Cry 6 comes out and it's like, wow. we're just kind of rehashing. There is some new stuff, but there's not much new. It's not really worth the what is it in Canada, like $90, almost $100 for a
Oh,
game now.
yeah, I know. It's
Mhm.
you won't get any decent game for less than like $80.
No.
And then they all have tons and tons of DLC at like $50 each.
Mhm.
Like The
And the
Sims
pro-
4, for example, is releasing another expansion pack for $56.
why can't they just release a new game?
Honestly, if
Like
you get
make
all the
a like
DLC, it's a brand new game.
games are lacking polish. That's what it is. They're not
Mhm.
like testing their games. They're not,
Yeah.
looking into the nitty gritty. No details are being put in.
Mhm.
Like to go back to Sims for an instance, like they keep adding these expansion packs, but when the community is like, okay, we need to, fix the game before you pump out a new expansion pack that's going to create more bugs and whatnot.
I can go a whole year without any new DLC if they
Mhm.
would spend that year fixing bugs. And
Yep.
if their base game is more polished, they may have a higher player retention rate because it can get frustrating sometimes. And like
Mhm.
there's so many I'm in Sims Facebook groups, and lots of players are struggling with games freezing. If they freeze all the time, you get stuck on the
Yep.
save screen, you lose everything that you've done. You build something for like 4 hours and then you go to save it and it doesn't save. And I've had other issues where I get a sim that's just stuck in place. It won't
Mhm.
move no matter what, and then it starves to death or something. It's these little issues. If they were fixed, I think the game would just be so much better as a whole.
So going back to Ubisoft, with all their recent releases being major flops, their shares are at an all-time low right now. So there's rumors of this company being totally bought out, and of course, investors aren't happy
Mhm.
with like how the company's being managed, and there's other rumors saying like, oh, they're gonna just buy out the company and then make a quick profit, blah blah blah, and then just probably sell it off.
Oh gosh. And I'm assuming it would
Yeah,
be an American company buying it out.
most likely, for all I
Yeah,
know.
that's another issue. We need these Canadian brands to stick around. There's not a lot of them. There's not
No, and
much out
especially
there
like
to represent us.
a company like that, you would think, the guys who make Assassin's Creed, the guys who make Ghost Recon, the guys who make, Rainbow Six, they would know what they're doing, but they just keep, you know, dropping bombs.
Yeah.
It's
Well, because it's
one
all
after
about the
another.
money now. They don't all that passion is gone now. They just want to
Mhm.
pump out these games quickly just to sell them, but not actually
Right.
create anything of quality because they actually enjoy doing that. It's all about money.
Mhm.
And that's an issue with all kinds of businesses, not just video games. I see it everywhere. Quality goes down.
So Ubisoft also tried. This shows you how out of touch they are. Ubisoft tried to make NFTs, and of course,
Oh
the fans said,
gosh.
of course, the fans were like, "Why are we doing NFTs?" And of course, Ubisoft being Ubisoft, they said they made a statement saying that like gamers just don't understand. They don't understand NFTs, and that in itself says like they don't know what's going on. Like
No.
NFTs lasted how long? A few months, maybe half a year.
Those are such a waste of money.
Yep, still are.
Yeah. Like how is a digital image worth thousands of dollars?
Who knows? Especially the monkey. How? How
Oh
was a
yeah. Like I can just screenshot it and then keep it for myself.
yeah,
Like
and then they get mad at me on Twitter.
yeah, but you that's literally what it is. I can
Hmm.
screenshot it and then sell that.
like
And I can sell it 100 times over. Unless I really don't understand it.
like it actually saddens me that like companies like Ubisoft, like I'm sure it's probably because all their original devs have like moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Because game devs back then weren't really. I noticed like they're not really young guys. They're older guys who've been in the game forever now, and they now have the passion to create what they've been wanting to do forever now.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, oh, I want to work for Ubisoft, and then oh, I want to, put my, spin on this character, blah blah blah, and then push a little agenda so that my boss doesn't yell at me.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Probably what it is, and like it saddens me to see such a good company. Like they used to make amazing games, banger after banger. Like they would release multitude of games every year
Mm-hmm.
and still be not on top, but like up there in the the big five. You have Activision. I don't know any other ones. EA, of course.
Yep. Uh, oh gosh, I'm not good at this. Mojang?
Not yet. Not yet.
No.
Mojang wasn't up there. Yeah, this is like I'm thinking like early 2000s. Like
Okay. Really? Oh, I guess
Nintendo,
no, I guess not.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
another big gaming company.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're so. Here's another funny one. They are literally the reason that this website's called "Don't Kill Don't Kill Games," and so Ubisoft had this game. It's called The Crew, and they had actually a pretty decent fan base. And Ubisoft wanted to shut down the servers and stop you from being able to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So this website was made called Don't Kill Games, and like it's basically a like a petition to be like, hey, like stop killing off your old IPs so that like in case gamers want to still be able to play the game and buy it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And all these players that signed the petition, of course they feel cheated by the company because they bought the product and they're taking it off from store shelves and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which no, honesty is fair, and they're not the only company that does it. There's many other game companies that do that stuff, and why like why should we be limiting what we were able to play because it's older or whatever?
Yeah. Well, what I'm hearing is that they're basically scammers now.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
And it seems to me they're out of touch 100%. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
not listening to their fans at all.
Definitely. Yep. Like, I don't
And
play
it's
many
like
games, but like the two that I do play, it's just they could be so much better.
mhm. Assassin's Creed, they this is the first year where it's like it's taking a lot longer to release because they had to delay it because of the whole controversy with the main character or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But like every year they release a new game, and it's like you need more time.
Yeah.
This how are you supposed to add new features when you have to like update the graphics and all that stuff?
Yes, they're very complex games. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like we're building arcade games, Pac-Man level games.
Yeah.
These are very, very detailed games. A year is insane.
Open world games, might I add.
I mean, look at Rockstar. It takes them what 10 years to build a game and they're still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
It better be good.
Although they were cranking out DLCs for GTA 5 for years.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing DLCs are easier to make.
Yeah, or updates, I should say. They're not even
Oh,
DLCs.
yeah.
But yeah, Rockstar. Actually, we can take this a little segment to talk about Rockstar. Okay. How do you feel about GTA 6?
I'm underwhelmed. I just feel like it's gonna
Really?
be the same as GTA 5, but with maybe
Mm.
better cars or something.
Like, you saw the trailer, right? I believe I showed
Yeah.
it to you. Like, the game looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But might I add, it releases on PC later because they
Mm.
want to get it out on consoles first.
Huh. That's interesting. They probably
Yes.
have more console players then.
It's true.
I play it on console.
Mhm. But here's the thing,
I
I
like
play it on
PC.
PC, so
Yeah, but my
yeah.
brother also plays it on console.
Mhm.
Probably because we share a
Yeah,
console.
but like I don't know how I feel. Like I feel like it's gonna just be GTA 5 again. You know, like like especially like online's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know how much money that made them?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
Like
gonna be the same.
GTA 6 online will most likely be the same as GTA 5. You know, you got to do your stupid grindy
Yep.
missions to get the bunker, to get the frickin' there. And you know what? Oh, I'm gonna call this now. It's gonna have stuff that was in GTA 5 online, and it's not gonna be in GTA 6 online on launch.
Oh.
It's not. They're gonna bring it back, like CEOs and all that crap.
Oh
They're gonna
yeah.
bring that back and be like, oh well, now you can do CEO stuff again.
Right. It's to get people talking about it.
Mhm.
Because if
I'm
they
calling it
see,
now. They're
yeah,
gonna do
you're
it.
right. I think you're right. Yeah. So I see it like I feel like if I opened up GTA 5 and 6 next to each other, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I
The
mean,
only
besides
like
graphics, you'll
I
definitely be able to tell.
I probably, but it won't be that significant. I mean, how much better can it get? Um
It's true.
and the story is going to be different. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
That's it. Yeah, and of course the location of the game. It's set in
Yes,
like
they did
Florida.
say that. Yeah, but like there's still going to be the palm trees. It's still in the
Yep.
United States. So,
Mhm.
not much different there either.
It's true.
But it is a new map to learn.
Yes. Although I am excited to go back to Vice City because that's an older GTA game, and it's basically Miami.
Oh.
I'm sure at nighttime it'll look cool. Um,
Mhm.
I just hope that like the graphics hold up. Honestly, like especially because I have a PC and like if it's meant for consoles, is it gonna look awesome? Like, is it gonna look amazing? I don't know.
Yeah, you need more RAM.
But yeah, that's a little bit of GTA talk, I guess.
Yeah.
Another game we both love, Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I feel like Minecraft, honestly, right now is going in a rough direction.
Definitely. I am very
Um,
disappointed. I have been playing
ever
it.
since,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
I have been playing it since I was 7 years old, which was
Mhm.
2000. Wait, yeah, 2011. Since basically when
Yeah.
it started, and it is so different to how it was then. And
Mhm.
I hate it. I hate how different it is. I don't know the names of half the mobs. There's so many new blocks. I can't find a lot of things in the menu anymore. And like all of these what antagonists? I'm trying to think of the name.
Oh, not like the bosses?
Yes, the bosses. Too many.
Yeah.
They've
I mean, I feel like
made it so
the
complicated.
bosses add more like adventuring to do. Like, of course, the Wither that was a cool boss.
Mhm. The
There's
Wither's pretty
something else to
easy
do
to
rather
to
than
beat.
yes, but it's like it's something else to do other than the Ender Dragon,
Yeah, I guess
which
so.
and then they added what the Guardian. That was like the third
Mhm.
boss, yeah,
Oh
which is
yeah. See,
cool.
I
It's an
don't even.
underwater.
I've
It's an
never even
underwater boss.
seen the Guardian. Like I don't. I'm so out of touch with all the new stuff. I'm like an old person.
But yeah, Minecraft has gone ever since Microsoft acquired Mojang. It's been like very up and down with updates.
Mhm.
And I know on consoles because I started with Minecraft on PC, but then once it came to consoles, it's like oh finally I can run it at a good frame rate
Yeah.
and play and actually play with my friends. So playing it on console was of course more fun and better for me. 4J are the guys who did that, and 4J did it very well. They handled Minecraft freaking perfectly, I'd say.
Yes. I miss them.
And of course, a good chunk of people grew up on Minecraft on the Xbox
Oh
and the
yeah.
PlayStation.
Xbox 360.
Yep.
That's what I played
And
it on.
uh and ever since it went to like the next gen, so PS4 and Xbox One, it hasn't been the same because now it's not really 4J that does the work on Minecraft for consoles. It's now Microsoft's team or whatever, and they're the guys behind like Bedrock Edition. And
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but I Bedrock, it's called Bug Rock for a reason. It sucks.
Yeah. Um I've always been a Bedrock player
hmm
because of console. I did
Right.
get Java on my Mac though,
Mhm.
but I find the controls on computers too complicated. I'm just used to the console. It's what I grew
Yeah.
up with, so I gave up on that pretty quickly. So I don't have much to say on Java.
I mean, when we had our little realm, like it was very buggy. I will say that, like the whole with mob spawning, and
Mhm.
it was very buggy. It was not the smoothest experience. I'd have blocks reappear. It was terrible.
Oh, that might just be you, because I didn't have that issue.
Well, I mainly had the issue with just mobs not spawning near me. It was terrible. Like I couldn't. It was hard to get food. You had to rely on farms. Oh, and speaking of farms, certain stuff just wouldn't grow in Bedrock. It would just refuse to in Realms. I don't know why.
Huh. I never noticed any of this stuff.
Like you would try to plant sugarcane and just it would not grow at all. It would just stay at the first level.
Wow. That might still
Yeah, that
just
was
be a you problem.
that was rough.
Huh.
I always prefer like now I prefer Java. You know, it's good going back to my roots on Java, playing on PC,
Mhm.
and of course I play on an older version with mods now, and that's it because it's the newest updates and stuff. It's just like it's too little, too late. But also, I do like the direction of them doing smaller updates and not waiting, you know, a year for one not really that big update, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Because like when I was a kid, I remember like, oh, the end dungeons came out, and they were like, holy crap, this is huge. But really, honestly, it wasn't that big of an update, but it felt big. Because
Well,
you
I'm
know
okay
why?
with
Because it
that.
brought a whole new mechanic to the game of going to the end.
Yes. I'm okay with those kind of updates.
Yes, and the new what is it? That new biome where they have that new like character or that new mob where he like it's kind of like a weeping angel.
Oh, I see. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It adds one new biome, adds a bunch of wood because it's like a foresty biome, and but that's pretty much it. I'm like, you know what? That's a good sized update. I don't need a giant, overhaul of whatever.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I
Yeah.
do prefer these updates, 100%.
Yeah. Well, for
All
context, I only play Minecraft in creative mode on super flat with mobs off. So that is why I am so out of touch with this stuff. I don't really experience the full game. I just like building.
Although when I play survival with you, it is so fun. I
It
hope you know
for you.
that. I enjoy it. I actually like it survival. It's fun, but of course, like sometimes when you're building, it's just please. I literally just turn on creative. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't be bothered to like
it's
waiting to
too
break a
hard.
block
Yeah.
just because you've made a little mishap.
Yep. And then trying to do roofs in survival,
Oh no,
I
no.
couldn't do it. No, I don't mind mining, but it can get pretty frustrating when you don't find anything good for a while.
Mhm.
So then I get
I
bored pretty
agree, and
quickly.
even you know what, like the new caves and stuff. Sometimes it's just like these are too big, but like once you get all the stuff out of the big caves, it's like, well, what's the point of them now?
Mhm.
I've
Yeah,
already
that's true.
explored it. I
Yep.
have to go find another one, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Like Minecraft worlds, they get boring pretty quickly. Once you get all the
Yeah.
diamond stuff and you've killed the Ender Dragon, what do you do then?
Well, now there's netherite, but even netherite's kind
I
of easy
guess
to
so.
get too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, maybe we're just getting too old for these games.
Bro. Because I feel like Minecraft has changed so much now. Because like I remember back then, oh, if you die, oh well, it is what it is. You just go back and get your stuff. But now it's like, oh, like you have this totem and all this other stuff, and like
Oh, yeah.
you, it's very much like, oh, like if you don't play this way, like it's almost like you're at a disadvantage of not playing like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
It's almost like, and I'm sure you've noticed with newer Minecraft like YouTube videos, it's so different than back then.
Oh, yeah. I miss
It's
Stampy.
literally like, how many sheep can I spawn in this amount of time in this area before I get banned? Like,
Yeah, I know. You don't really see many just like
let's
tutorials
plays
or any
or
like
tutorials, yeah.
I guess maybe because everyone already knows how to play. So
hmm
now it's just dumb stuff. Because what else do you do in the game?
I think it's lost that sense of like challenge. Honestly, like
Yeah,
if sometimes it feels like Minecraft is too easy.
yep. It is for kids, isn't it?
It's true, but well, no. What I mean by that is like, sure, your iron armor it does its job, but like as soon as you get like, it's faster to get enchantments now.
Mm-hmm.
Before it used to take a while because you had to grind out and get all your XP.
Yep.
But now it takes it barely takes long to get max prestige. So I'm talking about Call of Duty. Max enchantment levels on armor or whatever. Especially with like the whole fishing mechanics. Now you can just get books out of the water. I think
Oh.
that's. But yeah, you can get crap out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff. It's too easy to get the high tier stuff. It needs to be more of a challenge.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I also realized you're a bit more of a professional than me because when we were playing on survival, you got your diamond armor in like one day, and I just had a pair of leather
That's the
boots.
that's the thing. It only takes a day. It should take way longer. I
Yeah,
feel like diamonds are too common now too.
I think you're just lucky.
I
But once you gave me
think they
that
need to be more
that
rare.
modded pickaxe, then I found more diamonds.
But yeah, what else could we talk about? Especially in Minecraft, like the whole new like combat thing in Java. That was kind of an iffy update. I don't know if you remember when that came out and when everyone was like sided on which version of Minecraft was better.
No, I don't remember that.
So on Java, of course, like you have to like swing your sword and like it has cooldown and everything. Whereas Bedrock, you can just smash the button
Oh,
to
yeah.
swing your sword.
Okay. Yeah. I
That
didn't
was a
know
big like,
there was a cooldown in Java.
yeah, that was. I mean, it makes the combat more slower paced,
Mm-hmm.
but it also kind of makes more sense if you think about it. Instead of just all you hear is oh, you can't hear my mouse clicking, but
No.
you know the mouse clicking.
But in real life, your sword wouldn't have a cooldown.
It's true. Although swinging a sword, that does take a little bit of strength
I
compared to just
guess.
like going ham on
Okay.
somebody
But how long is the
with one.
cooldown?
I think it's literally just like a second, but
Well,
like
that's not bad.
it's only crappy though when you're getting swarmed by zombies and especially the
Oh,
baby
yeah.
zombies. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Yeah, I think I prefer my bedrock.
Although one thing in Bedrock I don't like, I don't know if you've ever noticed this in playing survival, but skeletons are deadly in Bedrock.
I don't even know what those are.
Skeletons,
Oh,
like the
skeletons! I thought you said like
yeah.
elephkins or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
skeletons they'll aimbot you from like across the cave, and when you get closer, they start firing
Yes.
faster, and of course they do the same damage.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, come on, like give me a chance.
It's true. They're
Maybe
hard to
I
beat.
maybe I don't want to use the shield.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I hate skeletons. And then they just start shooting at you and from behind, and you're just spinning around aimlessly trying to find them, but then they're so far you can't even fight back.
And the problem is with the shield, it blocks my frickin' view. I hate using it.
Oh, Minecraft.
Yes, Minecraft.
Well, any other games? Any final thoughts?
There needs to be more playing games.
Playing games?
Yes, like playing games, like
Yeah.
fighter jet games. There needs to be more.
Okay.
There's
Well,
only two.
go email Ubisoft and request some playing games.
Oh, well, they did do that. They got to Hawks 2, and then after they never made another game.
Oh, okay. Well, go make your own
But yeah.
then.
Oh God. Actually, you know what? Probably better than all the other ones. Let's be honest.
True. You can learn coding in a YouTube video. You don't need a computer science degree.
Well, I think we can end it off on that.
Yeah.
note.
Yeah. This was educational. So thank you.
Yes, no worries.
I hope everybody enjoyed listening to this one. I mean, if you're into video games, I'm sure you enjoyed it. And I'm sure you can relate. All right.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to talk about.
Yeah. I know you prepared lots of notes for this one.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We will see you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in.